Hello, good day. It's IYD. I know you're wondering, what is IYD? It is the International Youth Day, and as we all know, youth are an integral part of all spheres of our society, be it political, economic, religious, and what have you. This year, the United Nations have chosen the theme Transforming Food Systems, Youth Innovation for Human and Planetary Health. So today, we'll get opinions of people, mostly students, on what the day is about and how youth can contribute to our societal growth through agriculture and entrepreneurship. I am Favor Ele. I will be joining Odu from University of Calabar.
My name is Adora, and it's a Thursday, the 12th day in the month of August 2021. Every Thursday, this is what we do.
Hi, my name is Odu Ebam, and I am here at the University of Calabar to discuss with students on the International Youth Day and what they feel youths can do to effect change in the society. Let's move into the campus and hear what they have to say. Can we meet you, sir?
Yeah, I'm Commemorated Alfred from Akwa Ibom.
I'm Akpa Michael E.
I'm Ugwan Julius A.
Have you heard about the International Youth Day?
Yes, I have.
Yes.
Not until today.
What do you know about the International Youth Day?
Okay, International Youth Day is a day set up by United Nations to celebrate the youth proficiency and their contribution to the growth and development of the nation.
To me, I think it's a day that signifies that youth actually matters a lot.
So the International Youth Day is a day that is set aside to celebrate the contributions of youths in the society. So what do you think youth need to do differently to change the world?
Well, first of all, they have to know what the problem is. You can't change what you don't know. Then with that, I think they will know that there are lots of things they can do. It's vast. What the youth can do is multitude. It's not just one, it's not just two. There are lots of aspects of the economy that the youth can do very well in. Yeah.
The one and only way for youth is for the youth to wake up from their slumber, irrespective of the repercussion.
The youth should engage in agricultural activity. I think agriculture is at the forefront of economic development. And when youth are reasonably engaged in agricultural activities, mechanized agriculture, the society will be a better place.
So the theme for this year is Transforming Food Systems, Youth Innovation for Human and Planetary Health, and is focused on agricultural entrepreneurship. What can youth do to improve food production and promote healthy living?
Well, like I said earlier on, first of all, youths, they just have to wake up. The youth of these days really don't want to wake up, they really don't want to work. And then it's too bad that things have been handed over to them by either the society or their parents, so they take lots of things for granted. I'm a youth, so I know what I'm saying. Now, if we're talking about food or we're talking about agriculture, there are lots of things to do in agriculture. Agriculture is one sector that every single person in Nigeria can invest in and will get multiple income from. Everybody can be happy in agriculture, every single person. Now, 3 years ago, I was into chicken feed production, which is not actually for human consumption, but then the chicken is for human consumption. And as at then, the feed was barely 3,500 naira. Now, as I'm talking to you, as at last week, chicken feed production is almost 7,000 naira. A bag of feed goes for 7,000 naira. And that's because the price of corn is high, and corn and soybean is now being exported and it's high. The rate is mad. Now, if youths decide to get their hands dirty and plant these things, it's going to save us so much cost. Now, it will cover the process of trying to go and import corn, that transportation process and the way billing of it and whatsoever the process is going to cut that cost. So I believe if we go into, it's not even about agriculture alone. If youth just decide to go into a sector, let's just wake up, go into a sector, and it's going to be better. There's no need of, I heard someone talking about government. For a second, let's imagine there's no government. For a second, let's act as though we are orphans. I'm sorry to say this, but if we act like we don't have parents to fall back to and we don't have government to fall back to, we won't be having excuses as land or government grants. We would work our way up. There are so many people that finished from this school that didn't have parents or didn't have government, but then they were paying their school fees. So as long as we wake up and we are willing to give it our all, we can do it. I'm not ashamed to say that I am a carpenter. I'm not ashamed to say that at a certain point I was a farmer, which I'll still be. So we all have to know what we want. That's just it.
What do you think are some of the challenges that youth face in food production and promoting healthy living?
Well, we can say government has its own restraints with the taxation, and then we can also say grants. The grant thing is difficult to get. That if for people that are actually very serious. And then we can also say that most times youth, we make it very difficult for people to believe in us. Someone gets to believe in whatever written or write-up skill you present as your plan, and then when money is handed over to you, you don't deliver. So I think those are one of the necessary shortcomings we as youth have, yeah? Because it's not just the government, we also have a role to play, yeah.
Thank you. So, if given the support, will you be willing to adopt agriculture and entrepreneurship?
Oh, please, I'll not just be willing to. I'll show you the way. Because I'm grounded with the knowledge of it, yes. So I'll do just more than that. Yeah.
Thank you very much for your time. Thank you.
My name is Gideon.
Have you heard about the International Youth Day?
No, I've not.
The International Youth Day is a day that is set aside to appreciate the youth for their input in the growth of the society. So, what do you think youth need to do differently now to change the world?
I would say the world right now it's in the hands of the youth, and how they react to it is determines what become of the world as it's going now. And as it stands now, we are in the technological era, and the youth are dominating, let's say, almost 70% of the world's technology as of today. So as a youth, we are still young, we are still vibrant, we are still agile, and everything out of the ordinary will go a long way. So that is why we have the extraordinary. So we as youth need to go a little extra aside from the ordinary for us to be able to achieve those things that the world really needs and put the world in the right path. Thank you.
Please, may we meet you?
Okay, I'm James Isankeno.
So today is the International Youth Day, and the theme is Transforming Food Systems, Youth Innovation for Human and Planetary Health, and it's focused on agricultural entrepreneurship. What can youth do to improve food production and promote healthy living?
Okay, actually, what youth can really do to promote food production is actually becoming agripreneurs, because I'm a 300 level student, first year department, and specifically Faculty of Agriculture. So what they can do is they just have to kind of be determined to go into entrepreneurship as a business, agripreneurship as a business. Yeah, but this they can't do alone if they don't get maybe incentives from the government, because agriculture is very hectic. So they have to be encouraged, by the government.
What do you think are some of the challenges youth face in food production and promoting healthy living?
Okay, one of the challenges youth face when it comes to food production, should I say, not really having adequate resources. Not really having adequate resources. Because talking about food production, at least it's a discipline in Faculty of Agric. I know it's not an easy task. It's not a one man's business. The government they have to set this up for them, because you're talking about maybe processing from the raw materials you get. when it comes to agriculture, you start your processing from the raw materials till you get your finished product. And this involves different processes with different machineries. Because when you're talking about food production, we're actually considering feeding an ever-increasing population, you get. So in the process of feeding this ever-increasing population, you don't do that in a crude means, you get. So the government should try as much as they can to assist them, to encourage them by providing these things, these machineries. For instance, machineries for production of corn flour, cassava flour, stuff like that.
So mechanized farming, you mean,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Thank you. If given the support, will you be willing to adopt agriculture and entrepreneurship?
Why not? Yeah, sure. I will, because as it stands now, whether they like it or not, the economy falls back to agriculture. We can't do without agriculture. Whatever thing you think about is agriculture. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much for your time. It was an insightful experience discussing with the students of the University of Calabar. Now let's join Utibe at Cross River University of Technology, Calabar campus.
Today is International Youth Day. I'm here to sample the opinions of young persons concerning the theme and the conversations that bother around youth. Join me as I go into the campus to hear what these people have to say. Okay, so hello, good afternoon. So what's your name, please?
My name is Georgina.
All right, Georgina, have you heard about International Youth Day before?
Yes, I have.
Okay, the theme for this year is transforming food systems, youth innovation for human and planetary health, and it's focused on agricultural entrepreneurship. So what can you think, or what do you think youth can do again to improve food production and promote healthy living?
Well, I think what the youth can do is like in the farming aspects, they can, get a small farm and try to farm and see how they can improve on agriculture.
Are you a farmer?
I'm not.
Okay, so if given the support, will you be willing to adopt agriculture and entrepreneurship?
Yeah, sure. I will. Entrepreneurship, that one I will, but
not agriculture.
No, I'm not really a farmer.
All right. Okay, thank you so much for having us. All right. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay, so have you heard about International Youth Day before?
Yeah, I think I've heard about it once.
So what do you think it's all about?
I think it's a means of creating awareness for the youth, trying to get the youth involved in, sustainable development.
Okay, trying to get youth involved in sustainable development. So how do you think youth can use sustainable, what do you think youth can do differently now to change the world?
I think the first thing has to do with perception, and the second thing has to do with dominating the e-market, that's the internet market. So if the youth's perception can be changed through the program that is taking place, and also they are exposed on how to use the internet very well, I think they will use that medium to transform the
world. Yes. Thank you very much. So the theme for this year's International Youth Day is transforming food systems, youth innovation for human and planetary health. So, and it's focused on agricultural entrepreneurship, So what can youth do to improve production and promote healthy living?
All right, I think one of the things has to do with getting to know about hydroponic method of agriculture, because sometimes land is not readily available, so you make use of the available piece of land to do what you want to do. And secondly, another thing you need to do is a collective effort. That is not only your effort, like working with other people that are in that system or that field, so that you guys can maximize the production.
So do you think youths have challenges they face in food production and promotion of healthy living?
Sure. I think
What are some of these challenges?
to me, I think one of the challenges is youth normally complain of capital, and most of them complain of not having adequate informations, and most of them don't know how to use this social media medium and other platforms to actually get to their clients or customers.
Okay, so if given the support, will you leverage on these opportunities and platforms that you have mentioned?
I think, yeah, sure, because I may not necessarily need to put in 100% of my effort. So I think if I'm given the support, I'll need to work with people that have good ideas and experiences on their agricultural area. So I'll work with them and still get what I want.
All right, that's beautiful. Thank you so much. Hello, good afternoon. You look beautiful, by the way. Thank you. All right, so what's your name, please?
Vivian Waji.
All right, Vivian. Vivian, have you heard about International Youth Day before?
Yes, I have.
What's it all about?
I just feel like it's a day set aside to celebrate youths every year. So, yeah.
Okay. So, do you think there are things youth can do differently to change the world?
Yes, there are a lot of things that they can do differently to change the world. There's the voluntary walks. You can be kind to your neighbors. Just always help people out, you know.
All right. The theme for this International Youth Day 2021 is transforming food systems, youth innovation for human and planetary health. And it's focused on agriculture and entrepreneurship. So do you think that there are things youth can do to improve food production and promote healthy living?
Yes, I do. Everybody can try to at least once in a while pitch into agriculture. It doesn't have to be like a major business like that. Just at least try to help out and farm. At least try your hands at it.
Okay. So are there challenges you can identify that youth will possibly face in promoting food production?
Yes. There's the transportation. There's the whenever the magazines post pictures, people always look haggard and tattered and all of that. So most people don't want to go into it because they feel like it's not flattering and all of that. So
if you're given the support, do you consider agriculture as a sector that you would want to invest in?
Yeah, I do.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much, Ruth. It was indeed a very beautiful experience within the campus. We'll be joining Favor at College of Health Technology shortly. Just stay there.
Thank you, Utive and Odu, for helping us garner responses from students across Cross River campuses. You see, one thing I observed is that in all these responses, there was one key statement. Youth are energetic people who defy the odds to achieve that which they have set to achieve. And I believe that with the better and right support systems in our society, youth can make a difference. Thank you, the Bridge Leadership Foundation, for putting all this together and giving us this platform. I remain my humble self, Favor Eli, and I'm signing out.